Hello, beautiful people in the world. I am your host, Essence.
And I'm your host, Alondra, and you're now listening to Pretty Perspectives. Before we get started into this video, please don't forget to turn on those notifications.
And hit that subscribe button.
Yes. See, this is why I need you by my side.
And likewise.
Of course.
How
Hello.
you doing?
Clearly, you see how I'm doing. I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's good. We're having a late start with our recording session, but we're here.
It's a good topic today, so
it's a really great topic that we're discussing today. A very heavy topic. It may be hitting home for some people.
Definitely.
But we did a lot of preparing for this podcast, so hopefully that we will, give appropriate information for, someone who is wondering what breast cancer is.
Yes.
And how it exactly operates in the body.
The whole process of it.
Yeah.
From start to possibly finish.
Yes. Yeah, for survivors.
Yeah.
I know that it hits home for me because I have relatives in both sides, my mom and my dad's side of the family, who has been diagnosed with cancer and has been fighting it. I had a scare maybe about 4 months ago, 5 months.
Okay.
And it was terrifying.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I had found a rash right where my armpit. I don't have cancer, by the way. But I did find a rash, and with that rash came, me like growing in size, like triple the size that I was before. So I had booked a appointment with a physician, and I got my
to get more.
Yeah, and I got my breast examined. I did a ultrasound as well, so I'm good. But I do check myself more often since I had that first initial
scare.
Yeah. How about you? When's the last time you got
an
exam?
Probably like half a year ago. Yeah. I was also dealing with like a little lump, and I got scared, but they told me that it's pretty common for people in my age. But I definitely started worrying more after that.
I know that it's something that us women have to make sure that we, prioritize our health in that way.
And unfortunately, it's like so common now, especially starting now in your 20s.
Yeah.
Like you see it more.
Yeah, there's been more cases of
of
women in their 20s being diagnosed with breast cancer. It's sad, but it's a reality, and we have to address it and bring awareness to it, because if we don't, we won't get help.
Nope.
Properly, we won't get that, treatment that we need.
That we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Well, now that we're talking, about this, we went ahead and did a little bit more research.
We broke out our cards.
Yes, we did.
They're making another
long time no seen, huh?
Yeah.
But breast cancer, a lot of people maybe know what it is, maybe not.
Yeah.
As we were doing this research, I also learned too.
Me too.
And it makes sense. It's like, okay, then it's definitely something that can just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. And there are reasons for it.
Yeah.
And we definitely have more knowledge today about breast cancer and how each and every one of us as women, men can develop cancer as well. One in 1,000 men can be diagnosed. It's rare, but it happens. And with that said, I forgot my point, but that's like it's just like I forgot my point, but definitely we took initiative to write down everything to give you guys everything you need to know about it. Yeah.
Yes. So pretty much, breast cancer can occur when healthy breast cells become abnormal. They grow out of control and they can form tumors. There is stages within breast cancer and how it leads up to a tumor, and we're gonna get a little bit more into that today.
Yeah. So some risk factors for breast cancer is old age, density in breasts, having breast cancer before, and parents or siblings with the history of breast cancer. Your inherited genes can definitely be a factor in being diagnosed with breast cancer. Obesity, being overweight, and alcohol use, like excessive alcohol use, can definitely trigger breast cancer.
Interesting.
Yeah, trigger those cells to become more invasive. Yeah.
Now, you might be, questioning yourself, how can I tell? Or just as we mentioned, she started mentioning that she had a scare, and it started by like rash. I mentioned, a lump. Those two are some symptoms that you can look out for, which is lump, change in shape or size, nipple changes, the nipple discharge, also red or inflamed skin dimping.
Yeah, skin dimples. It resembles to like an orange pill.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime, and I already told you guys 1 in 1,000 men is diagnosed with breast cancer. It's extremely rare, but it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some things that you can do if you are experiencing these symptoms are going to get going to your doctor and getting a screening for your breast. So you can do multiple things, but getting screened for by like a clinic or a physician is one of the things. Screening of a mammogram are another thing, or you can also do self exams at home. And I, after doing my first doctor visit, I check my breast at least once a month.
Yeah.
And there are some things that you can do at home to make sure that you're taking good care of your health.
Have you ever gotten a have you ever checked rather than just yourself?
So I did get a ultrasound done. And they didn't find anything in the ultrasound, but after I went to my first visit, my doctor had ordered a ultrasound for my breast to make sure she didn't find any cysts or lumps.
And how was that experience?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm just gonna be very candid. Yeah. I'm glad I got that checkup, but my doctor, she was a female and she wasn't very nice. She was so rude.
Why? I don't understand.
I think it was honestly. I think it's
come on, girl.
I think it was because. Can I be honest with you? The color of my skin.
No.
Yes, I'm gonna be so real with you right now. I think it was because the color of my skin. She was so rude. I mean, she just.
I don't like that.
She was like, "Oh, you're overreacting. You're okay." She was being so aggressive.
Overreacting is crazy.
Yeah, she told me that. I know.
What's her name?
It wasn't the first doctor. It wasn't the first doctor that I came in contact with. The doctor that I went to at first, her name is Francesca. She was amazing.
Okay.
So she's the one that ordered the ultrasound for me. So she was awesome. She called me. She updated
the ultrasound lady
the ultrasound lady
made the experience not so great.
Yes, I wanted to make sure that I cleared that up. She was being so rude, And I believe because she didn't know me. Why else would you be mean to someone if you don't know them? It has to be some sort of bias there.
I don't like that. Especially, you know, it's like women with women taking care of each other. There's
yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, but let me tell you about it.
But and my husband went with me, and he could tell that I was really bothered by that experience. He was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, that person. I didn't even call her I don't even know her name."
Good, you shouldn't.
I just wanted to forget it, and I'm glad that she wasn't the one calling me back about my results. It was Francesca. She was awesome, you know. But
I
know.
I don't like that.
Me either.
Well, I don't think I've ever went through like an ultrasound or even the what's the other one?
The mammogram.
The mammogram.
Yeah.
But I think eventually, right, like we have to get that done. I think there's an age where you need to get that done.
I think it starts at age 40 or 45 when you want to go get a mammogram, but it's good to do, you know, checks, self-checks and exam. Yeah. But they're very expensive. Mammograms.
Yes, they are.
They are so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could just imagine.
But, you know, speaking of mammograms, some things that you can do, tests that you can run with your doctor, are to, you know, see if you do have cancer, because you're wondering, how do you even get diagnosed with cancer? Or there's some few tests that can show, you know, the signs of cancer. You can do mammograms, you can do breast ultrasounds, and you can also do breast MRIs to check if you have, to check if you have cancer.
Let's say, okay, it gets, you know, unfortunately, it gets to the stage where, like, okay, you know what, it's cancer.
Okay. What are the different types of cancer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is cancer in the milk ducts and also in the lobes, meaning, well, the duct. I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong. Ductal. Am I saying
ductal?
Ductal. There you go.
Carcinoma.
Carcinoma. Yes. Yeah. So that's only cancer in the ducts.
Okay.
In the ducts. In the ducts.
The ducts are where the milk
comes from. Yes.
Yeah.
And then in the lobes, I believe it's more like a deeper tissue.
Okay.
So those two are the type of breast cancer where it can start.
Yeah. Yeah. And what are the lobes looking like? What is that one called?
That one is the lobular carcinoma.
Lobular carcinoma.
Yes.
And I think I have like a little note here. So lobular carcinoma spreads to other tissue. When it spreads to other tissue in the body, it can cause invasive carcinoma. And that's when it's
non-invasive. Or invasive.
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 So, yeah, okay. So invasive carcinoma is when the cancer spreads. Did I go over this, or is this one?
No,
okay, so invasive carcinoma is when the ducts or the lobe, whichever they are found in, spreads out from where the cancer starts.
It spreads out to a healthy tissue, and that's where the cancer starts.
Yes.
And then there's also a non-invasive, which is still diagnosed cancer, but it stays within the milk ducts or the lobes too.
Exactly.
And now, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
There's those two, non-invasive and invasive. In short words, non-invasive, it stays in just within the breast, and then
within those cells that they're found in. Yeah.
And then invasive, it starts spreading with, you know, everywhere else too.
And then there are another, you know, form of cancer is called recurrent cancer, and that's when the cancer returns after being treated by a doctor. Yes.
Within the same area.
Yep.
And actually, the invasive one is the most common cancer there is now.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So the invasive one is the one that spreads all over. That's the most common
It's the
cancer
most common
today.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
that's kind of scary.
Yeah, I think there's one more, right? There's one more form. It starts with an M, right?
Metastatic.
Yeah, metastatic.
There you go. Metastatic. See, there you go.
Yep.
Metastatic cancer. This pretty much is the cancer that spreads to other areas from where it started.
Yep. So it can spread to the armpits, anywhere in the
anywhere.
body.
Let's say it starts in the breast, it can go upwards, it can go downwards. That's where it's probably the most serious.
And I believe, I read somewhere, because we did so much research before we even pressed record, but I believe when you're diagnosed with that type metastatic cancer, you have to get extensive medical care for the rest of your life. You have to get multiple checkups for the rest of your life, because it is so aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much you can't control it, because you know where it starts from, but at the end of the day, it keeps spreading. So it's kind of hard to stop it.
Yeah, it is. And it's an ongoing battle. And once you're diagnosed with it, there is a chance of it coming back.
Yeah. Because you don't know exactly, where it keeps spreading.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Now, once you get, I don't want to say it like this, but afterwards, if it's diagnosed with cancer, well, before it's diagnosed that it's cancer, there is some type of way to make sure if the cancer is actually cancer, or it could be like a false alarm, and that is the breast biopsy. So it removes a few cells or tissue in the breast in a suspicious area. Only we could show like a picture or something of the tool. Pretty much they take a little bit of your tissue, and then
in the concerning area.
Yes. And then they put it under the microscope, and then that's where they can
analyze it. Yeah.
And there's 3.
So cancer cells can grow because of estrogen receptors, progesterone receptors, and human epidermal growth factor receptors.
So those 3 can be the cause why this cancer starts building up.
Yeah, those 3 could be the causes of what trigger
the cancer
cells. Yeah. I had no idea. I thought, before doing my research, I thought that there was one form of breast cancer.
No.
But it's not. There's so many different forms of breast cancer.
And that's scary.
And I believe in the beginning I said that I lost the point of what I was trying to make.
She's coming back.
But I believe that was what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
I was trying to say that breast cancer looks different in each and every one of women who are diagnosed.
And we were looking at pictures, and it's definitely different for everybody. Yeah. And you show different symptoms too.
Yeah, you show different symptoms. And with that being said, there's different treatments that you get by how it behaves.
Yes. You can get surgery, radiation therapy, chemotherapy, hormone therapy, targeted therapy, or you can get a combination of everything.
Yeah.
Depending on, how aggressive the cancer can be too.
Yeah.
And how much care it needs to.
Yeah. So there's like 5 different stages of breast cancer. 5 different stages. So it can progress. But to break it down a little bit more simpler, breast cancer are graded from 1 through 3. 1 being the most similar to normal healthy cells, and 3 being the most different to normal cells. So they grade breast cancer, but there's stages as well of breast cancer. So that's something that we, came across.
Yeah.
With that being said, we're just grooving along
we
here.
are.
We chose to do a fundraiser on Pretty Perspectives Instagram page to bring awareness to breast cancer.
Yeah. And by the time that this video uploads, we already had, put that fundraiser out in our social media. So,
and by the time we uploaded,
hopefully
today,
we get a little bit more by that time already.
Yeah. Because today we raised $30.
$30 so far.
It's insane the support that we have, because anything helps.
Anything, absolutely anything. You don't have to, I don't know, $100.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to $5, $4, $3, $1.
Yeah.
It can be anything.
Yeah, and we have 30 days to raise our goal amount. So the goal amount for 30 days is $1,000. So that's our goal, is to raise $1,000, and within those $1,000 is going to help someone out there who doesn't have the means to afford treatment or
and
care.
All of these treatments that I mentioned, whether it's surgery, chemotherapy, hormone therapy, or just a combination of everything, all of that is really, really expensive. Even just getting a test done, a mammogram, like that already itself is really expensive.
Yeah, so, it really is.
Jumping into the fundraiser that we decided to start, it's a really good organization, and I really like the work that they do, and and helping.
Yeah,
they're huge.
Yeah.
So
the one that we chose to partner with for this fundraiser is the American Cancer Society, and it's such an amazing foundation because their mission is to make it a priority to advocate for people who are dealing with cancer here in America. So they advocate, and they also do research, and they do patient support to ensure everyone has the opportunity to prevent, detect, treat, and survive cancer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now with this organization too, they don't only treat, I'm not going to say treat, they don't only help with breast cancer, but they also, different types of cancer like colon cancer, lung, prostate, skin cancer, cancer in children, all types of cancer.
Yeah.
It can go from head to toe where we can get cancer, unfortunately. And that's why I really like that organization, because they don't just focus on one thing, but plenty of
things
of types.
Yeah. And also, one thing that stood out to me the most, these are all such great things that they do within America to help patients to afford better health care and to get treated properly. But they also advocate on Capitol Hill. They make it a priority to change laws for the better, and to improve people's life by giving them opportunity to afford health care for people. Again, it's very expensive. It's crazy how expensive healthcare is today. But they make it a priority I believe they put in $1 billion in research today.
Yes.
That's amazing.
They invested already $5 billion in research since 1946.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is a lot.
That's amazing. And I also read somewhere on their website, you can go to their website, we'll link it down below. We'll also link our Instagram account. You can find the fundraising donation bar in our bio. But I read somewhere that they having such a blank mind. I'm a little bit spacey right now.
It's okay.
But do you remember when you were younger and
yes,
you went to restaurants.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you used to see ashtrays on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And people could smoke at their table.
Yes.
I believe the American Cancer Society played a part in doing away with that.
Yeah.
So
they made sure to remove that.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's really good because I mean, as I mentioned too, like they don't just focus on breast cancer. Like that's one of the main causes of lung cancer.
Yeah.
So just imagine how it would be now if that was still a thing.
Yeah.
Of course, like children are around restaurants, older people, so I could just imagine how bad it would be.
Yeah, and they made it a thing to make sure to prioritize a better environment, when you step outside of your house.
Yeah.
And they also do a lot of things, you can go on to there's a lot
that they do.
And you can volunteer. They're in multiple states. Again, it's American Cancer Society, so they don't just do it in one place and state. They go all over the place.
And thanks to them, there is 18 million cancer survivors alive today. And they've also helped 2.3 million and a little bit more cancer screenings in underserved communities.
Amazing.
That's great.
Yeah.
They're giving out the help for the people in need.
Yeah. I want to also say that this month is for breast cancer awareness. But every day it should be breast cancer awareness.
Because it's so common now, unfortunately.
Yeah. So we're not just going to raise funds for breast cancer just because it's the month of October. No. But you see people doing walks, and doing fundraisers, which is a great thing in the month of October. But there's other cancers. I believe the reason why they do breast cancer awareness month in October to raise funds, but I think they're giving organizations and foundations who do build their society or company or nonprofit on that. So say American Cancer Society helps a lot of cancers, not just breast cancer. But you have, I think it's called Women's or National. There's another organization that is strictly targeted to breast cancer. I think it's the National Breast Cancer Society or Foundation. And they just do that.
The breast cancer?
Yeah, they just raise money just for the breast cancer. And there's other nonprofits that, raise money for just lupus, or there's just a nonprofit that just raise money for lung cancer. So I believe they just dedicate a month to each cancer to just bring awareness on everyone. That's my, perspective on why they do just a month.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think regardless, I think it's great that they even, start something, and it encourages people to at least help in any way that you can.
Yeah.
Rather, than being like fundraisers or activities or walks. There's a lot that you can do now to help.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. They're getting creative, and more people are getting creative and, taking the initiative to raise funds for it. And I'm glad that we get to be a part of that.
Yeah.
In some way. Even if it's just for a month.
Yeah.
Or 2 months or 3.
But
we're
here helping.
Doing our part.
Trying.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think this was a very short and straight to the point episode, just because we really wanted to leave this out in the world and share it with you, beautiful people watching this.
Yes. I was going to say something. Oh, if you are 20 and up, I highly, highly recommend you starting now to prioritize your health. And one way you can do that is by doing your own self a favor of just doing your own self exam. I'm not sure if I want to, but one thing that you can do to self examine yourself, I'm just going to see if I can try my best to verbalize the actions that you can do. So you want to get in the mirror, undress from the waist up. Make sure that your bra is off as well. Stand in the mirror and go and take one of your hands, on, one of your chest, your breast, and just feel for lumps. Okay, just make sure that you're examining yourself thoroughly in the mirror. Check for lumps, check for rashes with your hand. You can do up, down, or horizontally. You should do both. And also, after you're done with that, lean forward like a tabletop. Get in tabletop, lean forward, and make sure that there's no lumps. Because if your chest isn't falling, I would say normally, if it's like a depression in your chest, if it's not looking right when gravity takes hold of it, you just like check that,
yeah,
make sure that you're
those are some
it.
Those are some that you can do at home. There's a lot of videos out as well too
that'll show you
how to do it, and I think I recommend it. Because you just never know.
You don't have to go and spend thousands of dollars.
No,
you can start by just giving yourself an exam. And if you find something, then go from there. But don't be afraid. Always take your health as a priority. Take your health very seriously, because I'm glad I did. Once I did find it. I was so stressed that month.
I'm sure you were.
I was calling my mom. I was like, what is going on here? And I was very scared to even have the doctor come in. I was waiting and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? But thank God that honestly, I prioritized that. And I'm going to continue to do it.
Because sometimes we forget, we forget that we have to take care of ourselves. Like, it doesn't matter, what it is. Like, you have to take care of yourself. Because if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it.
No, you have to be your own advocate. Yes. Especially even if your doctor is being a total menace to society. Just let that be water going down your back, and just make sure that you just be proud of yourself for even showing up to the doctors,
I know it can be like scary or nerve-wracking for some people, but hey, it's only gonna last a little bit. Rather than, something in the future to be worse. And no.
So let this be a reminder to every man who's watching and every woman who's watching to prioritize your health, because to prevent is to love.
There you go. I love that. I'm gonna get it on a shirt.
Maybe we should.
Huh?
For our next podcast.
I'm excited for the next podcast too.
Me too.
Yeah. But
should we tell them what we're doing? Oh, maybe we should.
What?
So next podcast, be looking out for our drink tray. It's gonna make another appearance.
It's gonna make another appearance. It's gonna come back.
Yeah, we want to make a non-alcoholic pink drink, but I'm not sure what to make. We can make a mock cosmopolitan. I think cosmopolitan are pink, right?
I think so.
So we can make a non-alcoholic.
We can definitely do research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see if we can put together like a good pink drink. But if you guys come across a good recipe that you guys would like us to try, don't hesitate to comment down below.
Comment down below. Send it to our Instagram. We'll definitely be watching.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy this video.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notification bells, comment down below if you have any questions, any concerns about this video, and we'll talk to you soon. Share this video with a friend if you care.
Yes. And for our Spotify listeners, don't forget to rate our episode. We'll definitely be encouraging you guys to help with this fundraiser. The little help goes a long way.
Yeah. Please, please, please donate to raise funds for our fundraiser. All the links will be in our bio.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for our next podcast. Bye, guys.
Bye.